Hi guys, Faylina here, and today I'm going to make a raw food snack. I'm talking about the quintessential chip, usually made with kale. However, I'm going to use my Swiss chard that I got from the local farmer's market. So this is cheesy, raw Swiss chard chips. This is an adapted recipe from about 12 different cheesy kale chip recipes that I've seen. This one uses a little more bell pepper, honey, which can be substituted with any other sweetener to make it completely vegan. It also has some pink salt for a little bit of saltiness. I use cashews and I use lime instead of lemon just to use what I have. So I hope that you guys will make this. Let's get started. So to make the dressing for your Swiss chard chips, what you need to do is get 2 medium-sized bell peppers. And I'm just going to roughly quarter these before putting them in the Vitamix container. This just makes it a little easier when I go to process it. You can also do this in a food processor. Okay, just don't have one of those. And 1 tablespoon of honey. If you're vegan, feel free to use agave or any other kind of liquid sweetener that you want. You could maybe use stevia and just add like a splash of water. I've never tried it, so you'll just have to do whatever. A tablespoon of nutritional yeast flakes. I'm using the juice of half a lime. You can also use a lemon and you can add more. I'm just not really big on the acidity. And a little tip, if you have trouble using these, I cut mine into quarters like that, and then I squeeze them like this and flip it over so that you're pressing on the skin. I don't know if that's the proper way to do it, but I find that that's what works best. So juice of half of a lime. And this was a small lime. If yours is really large, you may only want to go a quarter. 1 cup of cashews. A pinch of pink salt, Himalayan salt, whatever, more or less just on your taste. If you want them salty, add more salt. If you don't add as much. You could also use like coconut aminos or liquid aminos, Bragg's liquid aminos, just whatever. And that's it. So I'm just going to blend this and I'll be right back. So here's what I ended up with. I didn't process it until it was really smooth. There are some chunks of cashews, and that's just personally how I like it. I like the texture. Some people make it like super smooth into a cream, and that's okay too. Kind of like whatever works for you. If you want it more like a cheese, obviously you're going to want to process it until it's really smooth. If you guys remember from my video the other day, I went to the local farmer's market and I got these big, wonderful bunches of Swiss chard, and I've got a lot of comments. Why did you wrap them in the white towels? And that was because by now this would be really like limp, and they're not. They're still crunchy. Okay, so that's a nice little tip if you find that your greens kind of wilt in your refrigerator. So for this recipe, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove them from the stem like that. Okay. And the piece size is really up to you. But you need to remember that these are going to wilt down a lot. So don't make them like super tiny. And don't throw these away, because you can stick these in the juicer or add them to like a raw soup and they taste fine. Okay, so I have took the stems off of 1 bunch of Swiss chard. I decided to do this 1 bunch at a time because my bowl is only so large, and I washed them 4 times to make sure to get all the dirt off. Okay, You don't want to do a sand or grit or they're not going to taste great. So look at the color of that. Isn't that beautiful? So I've dried them very, very well. It's very important. You want the sauce to be able to stick. I'm going to put it in a bowl, little by little, like that. I'm going to add some sauce, a couple spoonfuls, and then you're just going to want to rub them around like that. And this is what I like. See, I like how you get the chunks of cashews on there. They're really good. And you just add a little bit more, a little bit more. Gonna add an extra spoonful of sauce and keep marinating. Do that for all of your Swiss chard. So here I have my dehydrator tray. And it's not necessary to use the Teflex sheet, but I do it because it just kind of helps with cleanup. So you can just pile them on there, or you can be like me and you can arrange them in one little layer. It's really up to you. Don't worry if they're like really tall, they will wilt down in the drying process. Just kind of just spread them out. You want them to get even drying. Okay. If you don't have an Excalibur or a square flat tray, you will probably have to make these into smaller chips. I did make this recipe one time in an old Nesco dehydrator, you know, the round ones with the hole in the middle. Which, if you have one of those, I highly suggest you guys get one of these, especially if you plan on doing any kind of dehydrating, because these are so much better. But there, that's good enough. I got about half of a bunch, which is great because I have a 4-tray model. Now, optionally, if you want these to be really cheesy, and for kids, kind of do because it makes it just that much more tasty, take some nutritional yeast flakes, just a light sprinkle on the whole thing. I probably use an extra 1 to 2 tablespoons just by doing sprinkling on top, because I'm kind of generous with it, but it makes it very like cheesy tasting. Very good. And that's it. I'm going to do the rest of my trays, but from here on you're going to want to put it in a dehydrator for, you could probably get away with 12 hours if they were very dehydrated and crispy. I usually go for almost 24 because I just put it in there and forget about it. You can go anywhere between 100 and 115, just your personal choice. I'm going to do it at 105. And then that's it. Alright guys, so it has been about 24 hours, give or take a little, since I have made these. And there they are. They are crispy. You can hear them. They go crunch. Okay. And I have my very special guest, Kane. And he's agreed to try one and let us know what he thinks. So go ahead. What do you think?
I say they're nutty. And I wouldn't recommend them every day, but you can eat them every day because they're really, really healthy.
Do you think they taste good?
They're awesome.
Do you like the fact that it has all the cheesy nutritional yeast on top of it?
Yep.
Well guys, you saw how easy it was to make cheesy Swiss chard chips, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you haven't noticed, this is my first video in 1080p high definition. I bit the bullet, I bought a better camera, and it was all for you guys. And not only that, but it's waterproof, so when I go on vacation and stuff this summer, here coming soon, I can show you guys videos and stuff from all the places that we're going to. But in the meantime, please visit my website, www.faylinamir.com, for more recipes just like this one. And if you make this recipe, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, because typically cheesy chips is made with kale and not Swiss chard, but I always suggest that people just do with what they have. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye.